So we back, full effect. Grits in the city, aka girls raised in the South and the city. I'm your girl Drea G.
I'm the Black Robe.
And we are the Grits. Hey, so we back, full effect. It's been a little minute. How you feeling, Tosh?
I'm okay, y'all. I told myself I wasn't gonna cuss anymore. I got saved.
Why you just okay? It's been a minute since the people have heard us. We've been on a little break,
spiritual break, girl. Ain't there?
Little spiritual maintenance, some little fine tuning before 2020. How you feeling though?
I'm okay. It's been a good year.
You say you try not to cuss though. People trying your patience.
Yes, people try everybody tried me from the job to life to the subway, and I told myself I'm not going to curse.
Subway for sure.
I'm not going to curse because maybe that's why I fell from the Lord, from the Lord's presence. I don't go to church like that, and maybe that's why I'm not being blessed.
I went to church last week, and it felt.
You went to church last week?
Yeah, I did.
What church you went to?
I went to Brooklyn Tabernacle.
Oh, Lord.
Shout out to the pastor and the congregation.
Oh, Lord.
But I needed it. I needed that fellowship.
What was they talking about?
You know what? They were talking about something very important. They were saying that it's good to be in a group of two or more. Because they were talking about, like, touching and agreeing. When you touch and agree in the presence of the Lord, like when you come together,
like a
how it's powerful. Mm-hmm. So it was just basically saying, like, even in deeds or work that you're doing, having two people or more than one person to lean on is good. So I thought that was a really great message and takeaway.
Okay.
So
They're trying to tell people they can't do shit by themselves. Oh, Lord Jesus, I just cussed, Lord.
Look at you. Look at you.
Lord. Don't
see?
judge me.
A little church.
My family listen to this,
right.
Lord.
See, a little church may have done you well, but that was the lesson and the message that I took away from it. But, we got some other things going on. So you try not to curse people out. It's Thanksgiving this week. So, we're getting ready for those festivities. What you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to my family house. I'm going to cook me something. And
what you gonna cook, girl?
I think I'm going to cook me a pie after this season when we talked about you and your cooking, girl. You cooking kale and shit.
No, I'm not cooking kale.
You ain't cooking kale this season?
No, ma'am.
This year?
I didn't cook kale last year.
Yes, you did. You talking about
I cooked sides.
Oh, yeah, you cook sides.
But
Lord,
I'm cooking sides this year.
Again?
I'm not going home to Texas, but I'll be right here. But yeah, my girl is doing a Friendsgiving. And so I'm going to cook like sides, like, maybe some greens, maybe some broccoli cheese casserole, some desserts, the good stuff.
That's real Dallas, girl.
Broccoli don't try to play me.
Broccoli cheese casserole.
Listen, y'all already know what my skills is hitting on. Like, I'm kind of like a certified chef.
That's suburban,
like,
girl.
Like, I got this in the bag. Like, Tasha, while you talking, we know that, you're only good for, what is it, a millionaire, or is it a chess pie?
First of all, I'm about to cook me a pecan pie up in this bitch.
Okay.
It's gonna be delicious.
Have this little sweet potato thing going on.
I'm not doing that sweet potato shit. Okay, everybody, their mama, their grandmama, everybody gonna cook that shit.
This is true.
I'm doing some different shit.
This is true. It's very easy.
Yes, easy as fuck, and I'm doing some different shit. It takes skill to do pecan pie.
Yeah,
skill. You gotta get the right pecans and shit, and the right sugar and shit.
Right. What else is going on, man? It's been crazy. Last week, we celebrated our 1 year anniversary. So much love. So
yes, love from everybody.
Yeah, man, from everybody. So that was dope.
Yeah, we're gonna give a little shout out to the people that showed us love. Like, shout out to the Red Table Talk and G.R.I.T.S. He's a producer there. He gave us some love.
Shout out to Hot 97 and Inflex We Trust. Tad Wizza over there. He gave us some love too, some major love.
Shout out to 97.9 The Box in Houston.
Yes.
That gave us some love. Yeah. Kevin. Shout out to Kevin. Kev Show. It's a lot of people. Drea Donna. She gave us a shout out. She's a big producer out there. Aisha Horn, who worked on some projects such as LeBron's, some of his production and editing. There's a lot of people.
46 and Clark, who's out there in Atlanta. He's an artist. He's just a creative all around. So a lot of people showed us a lot of love.
Girls Talk Sports too. Girls Talk Sports.
Yes.
I love them. And they interview all types of players from the WNBA to the NBA. So shout out to them too.
Right. Really dope. Really dope. And you know what? We just been very grateful, very thankful because this year has been it's included a lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of learning curves, and just just working through things as humans have to. So we really appreciate that love, and just special shout out for that.
So this is bringing us to our Pour It Up segment. So if you have been listening to our podcast for the past year, you know this Pour It Up segment, we just, we like to drink to that.
Hey.
So we drink to whatever we feel like is popping, whatever we want to show love, whatever we want to congratulate, we drink to. So we got a lot of stuff we're drinking to, right?
Because it's been a little minute since we done checked in.
Right. What we drinking to?
Well, for starters, one thing that I'm drinking to is actually it's an artist out of Brooklyn, Canarsie, Brooklyn. It's Flip De Niro. This is one of DJ Khaled's artists.
What?
We the Best. He's signed to We the Best, Epic Records. He came on the scene last year with tracks like "Leave Me Alone." Had a lot of
"Leave Me Alone." I didn't know that was him.
Alone.
Oh,
so I guess.
Oh.
So he made a lot of headway with that record, but now he just dropped an EP. Shout out to Funk Flex and Inflex We Trust and Tat Wizza, who's the producer of the Funk Flex show. He invited me out last week. I got to check out. It was the Lit digital DJ brunch review, the brunch music review for Flip De Niro. So we got to hear his whole entire project. And let me tell you, dude, he's about 25. He's really talented. He's like a singer, songwriter, rapper, just talented all the way around.
Everything, girl.
Has a new single, How I Move, with Lil Baby out of Atlanta. So really dope. So cop that project. Young dude doing his thing. New project is Love for Guala. Really, really dope project. Really great production. So yeah, check that out.
All right.
That's one thing I'm toasting to. What you toasting to, Tasha?
It's so much, girl. Lord Jesus. From all these fall show endings, from Power to How to Get Away with Murder to This Is Us. It's just been like a lot.
I watch all those.
You didn't watch Power?
You know what? I don't.
With St. Patrick, his abusive ass.
No.
I don't know if he died.
I've seen all the memes though, but I don't watch Power.
Lala died. So many people died.
I know.
Lord
but
Jesus.
aren't they getting ready to have a continuation of that?
I don't even know. I have no idea. Because, know, 50 Cent, he be all over the damn place. But shit, we don't know. But How to Get Away with Murder, they ended How to Get Away with Murder this season, after the, coming back up in the winter season. And that shit was so good, girl.
Was it?
It was just amazing. I'm like, how they gonna end the show?
Viola Davis, right?
Yes, Wes came back. I thought he was dead. He's alive like Lazarus. Amen, Lord Jesus.
Okay.
And then This Is Us. And This Is Us really touched me this season. Like, they touched upon anxiety. Like, one of the main characters, his daughter, was also facing anxiety on the show. If you watch This Is Us, Randall, he's like one of the main characters on the show. And like, for me personally, I have been battling anxiety over the past, I say 2 years, ever since my grandmother passed. And it's real, real bad. Like, I have panic attacks. I feel like I'm having a heart attack. I'm at work sometimes. And I just try to like continue going through work because, as Black women, we're taught to, be strong and to, sometimes we just handle pain
even
more.
With depression and all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, more pain than what we can endure.
Yeah.
And then watching the show, they had, it really touched me because I could relate to it. And they had a good quote which really stuck to me. And it said, depression, anxiety, and panic attacks are not signs of weakness. They are signs of trying to remain strong for far too long. And that really touched me because a lot of people out here, they're going through the same thing. And, such as, even artists like Summer Walker. And, even though a lot of people been like, she's been having backlash for, her concerts and not wanting people to touch her or the energy. But like, I really respect people like that, like Summer Walker and people that are speaking about issues like this because, it's been like a closed light on the Black community. Because we also, white people, they go to therapists, they go to people like that all the time. But like Black people, we don't seek therapy. And we also have the same issues too.
I do feel like as a people of color, Yeah, there is some stigma. There's some negative connotation when we look at it, and I don't think it's anything, wrong with things like that. I think it'll make us healthier as a whole. So for sure. All right, so this is actually gonna bring us into our G code segment. So this is our final G code tip of the year, as this is our wrap up episode. So what we've dropped a couple of gems along the way this season, but what we're gonna leave you with headed into the new year, and I see this a lot. We see it, I think, with the rise of social media, about us kind of getting people, we get a little caught up on what other people are doing. The tip of the week is the G code tip is going to be channel your focus on becoming the best version of yourself versus being in silent competitions with others. That is a big thing. I think that we're seeing that right now more than ever, especially with platforms like Instagram wanting to take away likes.
They tried it though, because I like my likes.
Right, don't we all? Because it's some type of, some type of self-validation, or is it a validation of sorts? Yeah, we
girl, because people know I'm the shit. All the likes I be getting, girl.
Right. And they're saying that one of the reasons why is because of health, mental
they
health.
Doing too much. They trying to up there be therapists. Instagram don't even be therapists for people.
Yeah, we don't need Instagram therapists. Y'all continue to create algorithms, continue to take the glitches out of the application.
Take the bots out. I'm tired of damn bots.
Right. Take the bots out. Shit. Let's do that. I don't think you guys need to necessarily reach so high as to want to change our way of thinking by taking likes, by removing activity. But I will say that that is the G code tip that we're living. Like, focus on being the best version of yourself. Stop worrying about what others are doing. Focus on you.
And that's going to take us to our main segment with it, which is Southern Sound Off.
So actually this week for our wrap-up session, this is our 1 year anniversary. So we're going to talk about a couple of things for the 1 year anniversary recap. Girls raised in the South. So we've turned officially 1 year old. What have we, like, it's been so many lessons in starting a business.
Yes,
and,
Lord,
and forging a
Jesus.
group. Because it didn't just start off as just you and I.
It was Destiny Child, y'all. It was 4 of us. Now it's 2, y'all. Now it's 2.
Yeah.
It's Beyonce and Kelly. I'm Beyonce on this bitch.
Tasha's Beyonce. Y'all heard her. And I'm Kelly.
I got the big hair right now. I got the big hair. You got the Kelly old
right.
school hair.
I be Kelly over here. Kelly made it do what it do too. Believe that. Believe that.
Yes.
But all that to say is, yeah, we've learned a lot, yo. Even just this year just flew by, and even though you think that it's just a short blimp of time, like, we've experienced so much.
Yes, like I'm even thinking about this. Like, it's so much, like, for people out there that want to start a podcast, make sure you do your research first.
Or start a business in general.
Your business, like, do your research.
Do your research.
Learn. Before you just up and start it, make sure you educate yourself on everything from, like, from legal matters to marketing to PR to, like, even, like, equipment to cost. Like, make sure you know, because we had issues when we first started. Because we didn't know anything about a podcast.
Yeah, we didn't, and everything was a learning curve, and it was a learning cycle, and we got through it. But even with just learning the business and the marketplace, there were still elements that we couldn't control.
Yeah,
so even aside from learning the market, handling the business situation, making sure that when you go into business with people that you guys are on the same page,
yeah.
that you have the same goals, and that you
commitment, that you have the same commitment as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that you have the same level of commitment, which is...
And also personalities. Like, even though if somebody may be your friend or your associate,
it doesn't mean that you will go well together.
Right.
Like business, like wise. Like,
you need people that can be able to like compromise. Like if you feel some type of way about something and you voice your opinion about it, you don't want that person to be defensive. You want that person to be able to listen and be like, you know what? I understand where you're coming from. This is how I feel, and this is how we can make it work.
Right.
Bam.
Right. And we've encountered that.
Yes, together. Like together, dead eyes.
So, you know, so much along
like,
this
and I'm
process.
gonna give Andrea a shout out, even though I have went off on Andrea a couple of times, y'all. I'll be honest on the podcast.
Does.
Andrea is the only person I know that doesn't get upset. Like if I go off or if I feel some type of way or I just feel like maybe she may be slacking in the area, Andrea actually listens. She be like, you know what? Let me listen. Let me take it back.
Right.
And I'm gonna, I'm okay. I understand where you're coming from.
And you know why I listen, and I have to train myself for it, because not everybody's open to constructive criticism whatsoever.
I know it's hard for me. I'm not good at constructive criticism.
And when you are doing business with somebody, you do got to be open because you're not perfect. And unless you're carrying it to a T, you got to be open to it. So when you know that somebody, when your partner, when somebody else is bringing all that they can bring to the table, you do got to be receptive. It does make you want to, to listen and be more open to constructive criticism, because it's not about just what you feel. It's a partnership. So all that, being able to take that constructive criticism and be able to see like, all right, maybe I was slacking in this part, but this is how I figure out how to step up. It's just being able to balance and figure out, together. And so it is a thing, and not everybody is fortunate. Not everybody is blessed to be able to work through it and get to a point where you have a commonality to where you can see it from that point of view. Because like if you're running a business with different personalities, it's not easy.
Like when we first started, me and Andrea we weren't close at all. Like we just knew each other through a mutual friend. Shout out to my homegirl Chantel.
Shout out to Chantel.
Shanny. BK all day for her. So I didn't really know her personality well. And then the other two girls, I didn't know them at all. So it was just like a learning process. Right. Like, I'm pretty good with, I don't know if I'm really good with working with people, but I'm pretty good. I'm very laid back, easygoing. But, if I feel some type of way in terms of business wise, like I will pop off. So like in the beginning, it was kind of like hard because a lot of our personalities that match, like probably how Beyonce and Kelly didn't match with the other two girls. Not with Latoya and Latavia, probably with Farrah ass.
Okay, and Michelle. Once they replaced them,
probably with their asses, but
but all that to say is that we learned so much in our first year of business. Where how potentially if we were to start another business in the future, there would be some things that you would take and apply, and it's just like it makes you think twice, and it makes you want to have all your ducks in a row. Commitment levels like we talked about, making sure that we're on the same page so that when it gets tough, is this the group? Or can we stick it out? Are we gonna be able to work? Are we gonna be able to figure it out? Are we gonna be able to build through these struggles? So that's been a big thing for us, and it's been such a big accomplishment. And so shout out to Tasha, because you grounded me this year. You've held me down. You've pushed me to be better. You know what I'm saying? So, and you need that sometimes. And that's the great thing about a partnership.
Yeah. So also we're going to talk about like this year from, some topics that we talked about throughout the entire year.
Yes, girl.
And if our mindset changed.
Yeah. We talked about
we talked about a lot. I know I was dissing, like people felt like I was dissing New Yorkers. Yeah. But I felt like I wasn't really dissing y'all.
Yeah. You got a lot of commentary.
They was hating.
A lot of feedback.
I did.
About how you was feeling towards, New York natives.
And I'm just going to really I looked at it this year. And I really got so much love for New York women. And I just feel like they some bad bitches. I still don't fuck with the niggas,
Do you feel like you judged New York prematurely or unfairly?
I feel like
your
I
assessment?
I talk bad about New Yorkers a little bit too much, but I'm gonna stick to them damn Jordans. Them hoes be wearing these fucking Jordans all the fucking time in the Bronx.
Okay.
I'm tired of the fucking Jordans.
So you still feel the same way? So you feel
they
like
bad,
women?
They're beautiful, but they still wear them fucking Jordans. I don't like them Jordans.
So
That's
women still shouldn't be wearing kicks or Tims.
They should not be wearing those fucking Jordans. I like Tims for the snow, but Jordans, y'all doing too much with these little baby Jordans.
Okay. And I'm trying to think, have I changed my we talked about so many different subjects from I remember when we got into this heavy discussion this year talking about gentrifiers, black gentrifiers and gentrification in New York City. And it's like, do I feel or do, we as a whole feel like we're adding to the problem of, rent skyrocketing through the roof nowadays? Yeah. I still don't think that we're adding to the problem like that. But then again, at the same time, and speaking with more New Yorkers, and I could see where my viewpoint, I could kind of come down from that viewpoint a little bit. I can concede from that because I do see to a degree how maybe New Yorkers, people that are from here, could view us as being outsiders and us contributing to the problem. But my same view is like we all black. We all got
you a gentrifier girl.
We all got the same struggle. But I hear what y'all saying when y'all saying the reason that rent is sky high is because all these outsiders are coming in and we're perfectly content to pay $2,000 for a 1-bedroom. I am not content with paying $2,000 for a 1-bedroom. Hell, I ain't even content paying the money that I'm paying for my fucking studio. But hey, that's neither here nor there.
I guess your view hasn't changed, y'all, on Nicki Minaj, because her ass was hating on Nicki Minaj before we started taping.
When we talked about femcees,
yes, you're still a hater.
In an episode this season, I feel like this whole year, from the inception of our podcast, we've been bigging up women in hip hop. If our listeners, if you're a part of our mailing list, if you're a part of our social media, Instagram, Facebook, you see that we show a lot of love to women in hip hop because we're really behind the movement.
Yeah.
And it's so much talent. It's so much talent. It's a plethora of talent. And so all that to say is, Nicki Minaj, she's still causing drama. I still,
you a hater.
I still think
she don't be causing no damn drama.
I still think
that
let me tell you something. I may not personally like her.
You don't know her like that.
I may not personally buy all her records, but what I do respect is that she is a boss ass black businesswoman, and I fuck with that the long way. But what I don't
be leaving hating remarks on the shade room about her ass.
I do, I leave comments here and there.
A hater.
I'm not, I'm not shy when it comes to spouting my opinion. But what I don't like about her is, she been in the game. We're closing out a decade, and that's another big thing with this wrap up. We're closing out a decade, and for Nicki to have been 10 years in the game, I just feel like she should feel like her position is a little bit more solidified.
She does, but y'all don't give her her fucking props. Y'all asses don't give her. Y'all be hating on her ass.
This is the thing. When you feel solidified in your position, it's not about what y'all and da-da-da-da-da. You know what your bank account say. You know what the plaques say.
She said put some respect on her name.
I heard that, but she also beefing with Cash Doll in her DM.
We don't know that information.
She also beefing with Remy Ma
but Remy Ma hate her.
And any other female artist that poses a threat to her. That's what I don't like about her.
Remy Ma ain't pose no fucking threat to her.
That's the only thing I don't like her. That's the only thing I don't like.
Okay, whatever.
Remy didn't hate on her. Remy showed love. and all that.
I bet Nikki was putting money in her commissary. She up there
I bet
tripping
she
and
wasn't.
shit. I bet she
but
was.
I bet she was fronting like
we
she
didn't have Brittany
was.
on this show.
She not really real, and that's the thing.
Okay, whatever. Okay.
And I'm not the only one saying I don't even know the chick, but
you,
the other
you a hater. You can't talk about people you don't know.
Listen, I'm a realist. I'm not a hater. I give props to where it's due. She's a boss ass businesswoman. Where I don't like her is when she's at odds with other female artists because it's too few of y'all.
All them was at odds with each other back in the day, but you know what? That's next subject.
They weren't all at odds.
Yes, they was. They was all fighting and shit.
They had beef at points of time, but you know, Nikki, whatever.
Next. What about your views on girl code, or you know, has that changed? Same old, same old. You still talking to friends, dudes? Or you was talking to that friends dude that was your ex-boyfriend. Y'all had the same man, you know, the season and shit.
I still have the same views. I definitely think that, you know, you should not be double dipping with your friends' mans. You shouldn't. I do feel like there are still gray areas. But do I ever feel like it is ever a case to where you should be dating like your homegirl's man? Nah.
Okay.
Like it's never
just making
a case
sure.
like
I don't know
that.
if I could trust your ass.
It's never a case like that. I don't want your men.
Okay.
It's never
making
a case.
Sure, girl.
I feel
I still had the same. We talked about work and, you know, corporate America and, you know, black people in corporate America, how hard it is in New York City. And we compared it to the South.
It's the
same shit.
It's the same, and it's funny because it's the same. It's exactly the same. You know,
they may be a little bit better than us in the South, though. They be getting promotions quick and shit. We be struggling
because don't get it twisted. I mean, like there are so many instances that where we get the North or the Northeast twisted, or we put certain expectations, or we put certain thought processes on it, but that's not what it is. Shit happens up here all the time. You still deal with prejudice, racism. You just deal with a lot of
shit. I'm gonna lie my resume when I move back to the South. They gonna see New York on my resume. I'll be like marketing director.
You were like, I was the district channel manager.
They're gonna be like, oh shit, she was doing her thing. I go back to the South. They're gonna be thinking I'm doing shit. I really
exactly. But you can embellish like
safety.
That.
Do you feel like the same? You still feel a little scared in New York City?
Yeah, I do. I for sure.
Because Atlanta, I guess, getting worse than our asses with the traffic and shit.
I do.
I don't know.
But because it's a real issue right now. And this is a serious thing, actually, that we do need to address because, yeah, the trafficking issue has been so bad. No, I don't feel safe here. And it's, you know, and it's so funny because I be sitting up thinking, like, God is so good because he just be carrying my little self.
It's scaring me, girl.
From here and there, you know, because it's some real stuff going on right now.
Right.
Like women are getting snatched up, men are getting snatched up.
Men are getting snatched up.
People are getting
what type of men are getting snatched up, girl?
Who knows? To be whatever slaves, whatever sex slaves.
These men are getting snatched up. But
yeah, man, all sorts of people. But you know, we just are so like you got to think about like. Literally for the past decade that I've been here, I've walked up and down these streets fearless.
Girl, me
God
too. I don't walk fearless. I be running this shit.
I mean, I do too.
I'm scary.
I run up to my stoop because of the rats and because the rodent
the people
sign.
ain't scaring you. The rats are scaring
No,
you.
the rats scare me, and the fact that I saw that raccoon on the
raccoon
subway
here?
platform. You didn't. I reposted it on our page.
Oh Lord!
Oh, that was in a
Those raccoons are hood. They hooded in rats.
That was in
they
Fort
fight
Greene
your
Station.
ass.
I don't want no
you live in
problem.
the hood, girl. You talk about my neighborhood. My neighborhood's safe.
That's still the same line that you
drug
gotta
dealers
ride
don't
on.
bother me
That's
though.
the same
The drug
line
dealers
you
don't
gotta
bother.
ride on to
The
get
drug dealers don't bother me. I don't see no raccoons
Just
over
the
there.
raccoons and the rats bother me.
I don't see none of that
dog. Yeah, when the raccoons start walking up to the platform, it's a totally different ball game. But I'm gonna mention even like recently this week, it's a young lady, and we're gonna touch on it when we go into our bless her heart. But there was a young lady, a fellow Grits, you know, New Orleans native that lives here in New York. She works for the Breakfast Club. I believe her name is TV. Anyway, this young woman got into an altercation, getting into a cab on her way from an event, going home, and she gets into it with another passenger. This other passenger is a man, he's a white male, and she's saying, she's describing in a post, she's saying, from the onset, he seemed agitated, he seemed like he was really wanting problems.
Yeah.
And
See, that's why I sit in the front. In an Uber pool,
right.
I sit my ass right in front.
If it's an Uber pool and somebody's talking shit, I'm for sure getting in front, because I don't want to be back there in the back seat with this dude, period. But she says that he was like, he started, like, she could tell that he was agitated. And he said something to her to the effect of, oh, I could tell you're one of these uneducated black people, like black women, pretty much. Like, excuse me, sir? And she says that she proceeded to film it. And when she proceeded to film it, the man started putting his hands on her.
What?
Like, he started pinching
Uber driver
her.
Didn't do shit?
Apparently not.
Bitch. These Uber drivers,
because the next thing she knew, she was literally fighting this man. And so when you ask me questions like, do I feel safe in New York? No, especially when you have rules like, this lady, she called the police. She wanted to file a police report. And because they both look like they had been in a scuffle, they were like, there are two options. You could either go to jail, or you could go home and go your separate ways.
They don't protect black women at all here, man. In the world, it's fucked up.
Right. So this young lady's name again is G.R.I.T.S TV. And so go on her post, because who is this man who felt so fucking comfortable to put his hands on a woman?
See,
why? Because she's a black woman?
She from New Orleans. She gotta be. She don't have no crazy family members, because they crazy in New Orleans.
But her family doesn't live here. But
they don't give a girl. Right. My family would have literally went up here. They would have, like, I had an incident in college.
But my thing is,
they would have drove up here.
If the police don't feel comfortable, or if it's a thing of,
they would have found his ass.
Well, it's both. Both parties are guilty at that point. This dude, he needed his ass.
She should have sued his ass
on GP. Obviously, you can't get any information at that point. If you're not filing a police report, you're really.
She should have filed a police report.
You're committing to leave the scene with no name, no identification, because you're not filing a report at that point. But the pictures of this dude is what
he would have had it.
Is well how we need to identify him, because
he tried it.
Any man that has the gall and has the audacity to put his hands on a woman and thinks that any way, shape, or form that he's justified in doing this, like, or he's right,
I hope the Uber driver wasn't black.
I hope not, but more importantly, what I hope is that somebody recognizes this cat from his pictures, and that he gets fired from wherever that he works, whatever his livelihood is, because. Like, if you think that it makes you big to put your hands on a woman and you can, like, literally get away, like, unscathed, that's crazy to me.
Yeah, I know she was probably scared as fuck.
And it hits home because
she not from here.
We're those women, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I
would have had to sue his ass and go to therapy. Fuck that. I would have sued his ass. She gonna have to go to therapy now after all this shit.
I would have had to shiv him.
What shiv? That's some country shit.
Stab.
Oh, that's country shit. I was like, that's some country shit.
No, that's jail.
No, I would have dead ass. I carried my pepper spray. He would have got pepper spray.
And pepper spray is illegal. We talked about this in the other episodes.
You sure?
Pepper spray is illegal. That's why we talked about making our own pepper spray on previous episodes. So make your own pepper spray, bleach, hot sauce, lemon juice. They got the
little
pepper
knives.
Sauce.
What about the knives that look like lipsticks and shit?
That's illegal. It's probably illegal.
So all knives are illegal.
Or a taser. But but
he could have got tasered. Nobody would have known unless he died. Nobody would have known.
The fact that the officers arrived to the scene and they tell this young woman, I just feel like
they don't give a fuck about us.
I just feel like how bias is this? Because if a woman is having to fend off an attacker, how is she not going to have defensive wounds?
She black, girl.
But my
black.
thing is, how are you not going to have defensive wounds? Why? Like, yeah, it should look like the person has been in a fight. Like, it should look like I've been fighting for my life, because that's what I've been doing.
Sad.
Very sad. So we gotta make some changes with that. So no, I still don't feel safe in New York City.
It's been some stuff that also this past year that has hit home for us. It's been a lot of deaths all around.
Yeah, man. It's been a lot of big deaths in the last year, 2019, man. From Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Elijah Cummings.
To Pops. Rest in peace, Pops.
Yes. John Witherspoon. So we had a lot of people. Toni Morrison, you know, one of the great African American writers, novelists. Yeah, Toni Morrison. Like,
the list goes on. So, you know, my blessings go to everyone that has lost somebody.
Shout out to those lights and the contributions that they've made.
So this is going to bring us to Grits Pick of the Week. So basically we're shouting out, you know, a guy or girl grits that's from the South that's doing big things. So it's been a list this entire year.
Well, actually, since we're doing, like, you know, our 1 year wrap, you know, anniversary, we're not going to just name one person. We thinking about, you know, who are some grits that's been doing a thing for the past year, over the past 12 months. Yeah. And, you know, it's been a lot, because, you know, we do our thing. You know, we make an impact wherever we go. Mm-hmm. But, I mean, for starters, we got people like the baby.
Yeah, shout out North Carolina up in this bitch. I used to live in North Carolina.
Shout out Charlotte. Yo,
yes,
he has done his thing. So he literally came from nowhere this year, you know, with breakout records like Suge. Like, he really did his thing, you know, and he debuted his first album this year as well, like a month ago. So yeah, man.
Yeah, he had like a good collab with what's his name? Lil Baby, I think. And
Lil Baby. Cole. Like, we've heard him on all sorts of stuff this year. He's really done his thing. And what's cool about the baby, and what we don't see a lot of times from Southern artists, is that he was literally able to blow from his region, from North Carolina. Mm-hmm. He didn't have to move nowhere else. And I'm sure that he did stuff. I'm sure he went to studios in California, in New York, but he was literally able to put on for him city, which is a big accomplishment for artists, because one of the last big artists that was able to do that and has got a lot of praise for it was Drake. Drake from Toronto. He ain't come here and blow up in the States.
Well, he went to Houston, girl.
He did. He was between Houston.
You better give Houston their credit, girl.
He was.
Give us our credit.
He was, but he was one of those artists that, from onset, he rapped from where he was from, which was Toronto.
Girl, he rapped Houston too.
Right.
All his songs talking about Houston, the Houston woman.
He did, but and he still puts on for Toronto. Like,
he put on for
we
them,
never, but there's no.
He got his street cred from Houston, though.
Right, because he ain't got no street cred in Toronto. But just shout out to Baby,
shout
baby,
out to North Carolina.
Yeah, shout out to him for making that happen.
One of the places that I'm also from. You know,
because y'all know Tasha, a military brat, she from everywhere.
Yeah, I used to live in Fayetteville. Shout out Fayetteville and Raleigh. Shout out. So, also, it's a whole bunch. It's Megan. She had a good year. That's my bitch. She
had a really breakout year. I'm really interested to see how, and this may rub people wrong. I love Megan. I love what she's doing. I'm really interested to see how she grows sonically, musically. Mm-hmm. I want to hear more from her. Like, I want to hear her step her game up.
What?
Yeah.
Girl, the Dallas people hate on Houston. See how they all talking about step her game up.
It's not.
It's that Dallas hate. No. If you listen to Meg and she hated, girl, that's that Dallas hate.
Meg, it's all love, baby. I like I said, I just want to see her. I want to see her at her full potential. I'm talking about, like, when I hear a body of work, her next body of work, I want to hear the continuity in it, because she been working. So I just want to see it on a project. That's it.
Well, from another Dallas person, I'm going to give a shout out to your people. Chantel the founder of Cocoa Butter. Okay. Which is like a online media platform where she does. It's a branch from, I think, the BuzzFeed. She's well known for her food tasting. She had like grandparents or mothers taste each other's sweet potato pie. Fathers taste each other's barbecue, and it's been very entertaining. And she has blown up, and she does great interviews. So, and she's representing the South. So shout out to Chantel out there.
Yeah, shout out to her. Dallas's own.
Yeah, shout out.
What else we shouting out?
Tyler Perry for that amazing studio.
Tyler Perry has really done his thing now.
Yes.
Now, I would beg to differ when it comes to content on BET and the original shows.
I mean, I heard his new show may be good, though, with Cicely Tyson.
Oh, well, Cicely Tyson. Listen, that's an accredited actress.
The other lady, what's
Lynn Whitfield?
Yeah, I think
for
it's
real.
her and Cosby's.
Oh, you talking about Felicia Rashad?
Yeah,
she's a Grits.
I heard
too.
It's gonna be good.
She's a Grits.
I know she went to Howard too. Shout out to my
she's
HBCUs.
from Houston.
Yes. So I heard it's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good show.
Okay.
The other ones, the content, I just wish he Tyler Perry helped out other filmmakers out here. He gave other writers and producers shine.
Well, with him opening up that giant studio in Atlanta, he very well could, and that's one thing. I mean,
they shot Bad Boys, Coming to America there. So
if we don't give him praise for nothing else, like Tyler Perry, let's salute him for being the visionary.
We gonna slide in your DMs.
He is people gave him a lot of flack. They may call him. They may say that, what is it? They call it the chilling circuit.
They was hating, girl. They was hating.
They may say a plethora of things, but what he has been able to do in his short amount of time is really create a legacy and give us something that is going to be able to withstand through the next decades, the next generations to come. So it's really dope that he was able to invest in our future and give us something that, we as Blacks, we're going to look up in 20, 30 years and have been able to make some really major contributions as a result.
And then shout out to, what's her name? Lizzo? What's her name?
Lizzo.
Girl, I don't know that little girl
name. She's actually, I think she was born in Detroit, but she grew up in Houston.
She need to shout out Houston more than
she does. She says that she didn't really start exploring music until she moved to Houston. And she plays mad
She's
instruments.
Talented, girl. She went through.
She plays a flute. She might play a piano. This girl can sing. She can rap. What?
Can she really rap though? I mean, never mind. Let me stop hating on her before people.
Yeah, I do. I think that she's one of those people that is a writer, and she can give you both. Like a Missy.
You calling her a Missy?
No, I said like a Missy.
Okay, I'm about to say,
I'm just simply saying that a singer-songwriter has the ability to tap into those veins of talent. We may not see all of that just yet.
Yeah.
But the full scope of what's to come, they're capable of it.
She said something, I saw a post, and she said 8 years of touring, giving out free tickets to my unsold shows, sleepless nights in the car, losing my dad, and giving up on music, playing shows for free beer and food with only negative $32 in my bank account.
Hey.
Constantly writing songs, hearing a no, but always saying yes. Glad I never gave up.
Right.
Yes, sis.
How many of us are going through those things?
Girl, I'm going through this shit right now.
Right, man. Saying no to shit that you can't afford. I mean, to say yes to
I be saying no. I be saying yes to Fashion Nova, knowing I broke. Lord, let me have them deals though, girl.
Or I say yes to helping people, and I might write you a bio, da da da. But yeah, man,
and they don't pay. They ain't right.
Right. So it's just
hopefully I get this rich man like I deserve.
Black people, people of color, we all come. A lot of times we come from humble beginnings. So it's very easy to see the next person that came up from a background just like you. But I say all that to say is that's even a bigger motivation because it's like this person that was just like me, poor, dirt poor, came from nothing.
I ain't that poor, girl.
I'm just simply
Not
saying,
my ass.
black people, you are.
No, girl, I ain't that fucking poor.
You barely middle
from
class.
The suburbs,
You
bitch.
barely middle class.
My family for the suburbs.
I get it,
white
but
picket
typically
fences,
you're poor still. Whatever. Hey.
Okay.
But all that to say is, if they can do it, you can do it.
Right.
That's how I believe. That's my thought process behind it.
Let's take y'all to the next segment, listeners.
Ooh, it's so much stuff that we blessing our hearts to in 2019. Fuck boy, fuck girl behavior. Excuse my language.
What fuck girl? Who been a fuck girl? Oh, April from Love and Hip Hop.
I'm just saying that it could go both ways. It's not just dudes.
Yeah, true.
It's not a sexist thing.
We ain't against y'all, man. Some of y'all
we're not.
Shit,
but let me tell you something, because this is our bless their heart segment, and usually, we like to appoint this to one worthy person, but since this is our closeout for the year, we're gonna list and speak on some things that we just want to say goodbye to in 2019.
Right.
Shit. One thing that I want to say goodbye to in 2019, and I just don't know where they do this shit at. Like, pregnant women should not be cheated on by their significant others. Like, if you're married, if you're in a committed relationship, what is the deal? Like, I feel like they really be trying pregnant women's patience.
But I don't understand. So us women that ain't pregnant, we should be cheated on? I just feel some type of way about this.
But I just feel like it's like a double slap in the face. Like, I'm fat. I am full with your baby
I'm fat now,
in my
pregnant.
belly. And the gall of you to cheat on me with the next bitch when I have your seed in my stomach. I mean, I just feel like that is just like merit to go full blown crazy. I just am telling dudes, I feel like that gives women to be free range to kill you, to kill themselves and the baby. What? Stop fucking around.
Girl, you violent for my ass. I ain't that fucking violent.
I'm so serious.
You watch Lifetime too much.
No, but I'm just these dudes. I just feel I just feel like that is the ultimate disrespect. First of all, I don't have any kids, ladies and gentlemen. I don't.
You would think she does.
You don't either. But I just feel like when I do have a kid, I want to do it in the sanctity of marriage. But let me tell you something. I've seen a baby be born. I know all of what the process looks like, what it looks like for the woman on her end, and everything she has to endure. I'm not just doing this shit for shits and giggles. So if a man thinks that he can cheat on me while I'm carrying his baby, he got another thing coming for him, and whatever that means.
So she up there was talking about Porsche Williams and Tristan cheating on Chloe, and Ray J supposedly cheated. I don't think Ray J.
Well, I know that there was some video footage in her first pregnancy, and I just know that in her second pregnancy, she's still talking about similar things.
Okay, well,
him blocking her. He wanted to move to Vegas. He wanted to do X, Y, Z.
I don't really care about.
You're doing too much. I'm pregnant with your baby.
I'm going to bless my heart to colorism. This has been a big topic this year, as well as I have experienced this shit, y'all. This year, some from Love and Hip Hop with all that drama,
right?
That it kind of blew on up on their asses to me. We was on a photo shoot for our recent photos. We was on the Spanish side of town in New York City. We talked about this shit in our past episodes about colorism. And I felt like they tried me because I was black. So we on this photo shoot, trying to change into my heels while I'm about to walk and sit on the bench. And he just jumps on the bench while I'm trying to sit on the bench to change my shoes. And he says, you can't sit on this bench. I'm like, bitch, is this the 1960s? I can't drink this faucet. I can't drink. I gotta be on the black side. I'm like, it's a street. Do you own this fucking? It's on the street, sir.
This is public property. Black Dominicans, pretty much,
right? And then on Halloween, I had another incident to where, I'm not trying to hate on all Spanish people, but I'm saying this Spanish guy, he approached me. I don't know. I think he was Mexican. honestly.
Mexican.
And I think he really was, though. I don't know.
It is a lot. You know what?
I think he was.
Side note, it is a lot of Mexicans up here in New York City, and I did not know that.
But then they're different from Texas, because, you know,
no,
Texas people,
they are. I just literally, I didn't know that it was so many.
So, like, he interviewed, it's like they have like I guess a Spanish talk show or whatever, a media show. So he was like, "Can I interview you?" I was like, "No." So I'm trying to walk off. My friend was like, "No, let him interview you." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." So he stops me and he was like, guess what he says, y'all? He says, "What are you? Are you some ghetto this and that?" I literally said, "What?" And I walked the fuck off. Like, you're not going to disrespect me as a black fucking woman. And I just feel like a lot of people in a lot of cultures, they look down on black women. And I don't like those stereotypes that black women are ghetto, we aggressive, we loud, all that shit. Don't disrespect me, because maybe have like a strong personality in terms of fun, outgoing. But I'm very educated. I got 2 degrees. I got a master's degree. And I'll be damned if I let somebody disrespect me like that and call me ghetto and all this other shit.
Right. And
bitch.
It reminds
okay, my bad, y'all. I had to let that out.
It reminds me. I went out recently. I went out to a homegirl's birthday gathering, and I was going to say that this other guy, he tried to, you know, approach me and talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, white Jewish guy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And, I mean, the rhetoric that was coming out of his mouth is like, dude, like, you probably could have talked to me if you wouldn't have been saying all this shit. Like, oh, it's so hard to talk to black women. It's intimidating. It's like, dude, let your balls drop, and then maybe you feel comfortable coming over to talk to me. I can't do nothing about your self-esteem. I can't do nothing about your security issues. Like, let your balls drop, and maybe you'll feel comfortable.
They watch too much TV. I don't know who came up with this narrative that black women are so angry.
Like, we're so tough, that we're so aggressive, that we're not approachable to talk to. Like, get your balls up. Stop being a little bitch. That's my thought process.
I'm like, I'm over this shit.
That's my thought process on it, because
it's racism.
I don't know how to react when I hear, and you know, and it's like, I don't know where we get this stereotype to where it's like we come off as so unapproachable that this is the rep that we get. But
what else are we gonna bless our heart to?
We're blessing our hearts to bigotry. Mm-hmm. And racism. You know, we talked about this earlier in the Southern Sound Off segment, and I was telling you about the young lady Jasmine. Her handle on social media is at G.R.I.T.S TV, and she was, you know, pretty much outlining that she was kind of telling her story about being attacked in a cab in New York City, and just, you know, how she's from New Orleans. She doesn't have any family to call, and she feels so violated by something like that happening in New York City. And I mean, I agree with her. It's so many times that I'm not just even me. I know, Tasha, that you've got it too, where people ask you, you know, people make all these assumptions about the South. They're like, oh, it's racism. Oh, you must have went to school with this. Oh, you must da. They make all these assumptions as though it's not present in other parts of the world. And look, lo and behold, right here in New York City, you got people wilding out in cabs, pretty much telling black women like, oh, you know, you're ignorant, and commencing to put their hands on her and thinking that it's okay, and thinking that they live in a society where they could potentially keep their job and their livelihood. That shit is whacked out to me. We're on the East Coast, and we see the same types of behaviors. It's even more blatant because it's fucking here.
Right. Also, I want to bless my heart to colonizers in Houston right now. They trying to shut down Turkey Leg, y'all.
What, girl?
So Turkey Leg is very well known, and a lot of people that like visit Houston, it's a restaurant. They have the best tasting turkey legs. So a lot of people that visit Houston, they know about this. Like, even people up here in New York, they know about it. They tell me, like, yeah, I've been to Houston and I went to Turkey Leg. It's like really well known. It's you know, in our hood side of town, and I guess that side of town is becoming gentrified, so they're trying to get rid of it. They like try to protest it. They try to put violations on it. They try to get rid of a good establishment that is really well known in the community. So I just want to bless your heart to all the colonizers out there that's trying to shut down Turkey Leg.
Man. My thing is if you're gonna move into a place, keep it authentic. That's just like in DC we were talking about earlier, and we were talking about all the people in the damn dog park. Listen, we're talking about a damn institution that's been here for how many years, how many decades, and we're talking about a dog park. Fuck your dog. Bye.
And then we also talked about, I think in that same episode or one of our past episodes, we were talking about like other people that are gentrifying DC, trying to get rid of go-go music or complaining about go-go music, and that's really big on their culture. It's fucked up.
Yeah, like, listen, let's stop with this. Like, listen, if you want to diversify neighborhoods, fine. Do that, but let them stay true to their beginnings, their starts, their roots. That's it. Leave them preserved.
Right.
Okay. So another thing that we're going to bless the heart of T.I.
Lord Jesus.
And we know that this has been a conversation that's been going on for the last week or so, where T.I. made the comment after visiting a podcast where he was saying, oh, my daughter, my 18-year-old daughter, she's a virgin. I go to the doctor, the gynecologist with her to ensure that, he recently
her hymen is intact and shit.
Right.
I'm like, bitch.
Right.
You're lame.
So we got to eradicate that type of
behavior.
Misogynistic, narcissistic type of thinking. But he did recently go on Red Table Talk, and he had a discussion with Jada and the whole crew, and he felt like his thoughts were misconstrued,
but he never apologized.
And I would, a lot of times he says a lot of archaic, a lot of outdated shit all the time.
Right.
Hell, he treats his wife a little bit, that's
cause he's like kind of controlling. Well, to my point of view from watching the show, he comes across as controlling.
You know what it is? I don't think it's controlling. What I would classify it as, he has a very
got short man Napoleon syndrome.
It's very it's like outdated. It's like it's not archaic
like our grandparents' generation.
Yes, he's very like a traditionalist.
Oh, he too traditional for my ass.
But at the same time, if we hadn't seen it, we wouldn't be able to understand it. But we've seen it play out in different instances. On the same show, he's talked about how he didn't want Tiny to work. We've seen the same thought process play out. So it's not really a mystery for him to kind of talk outside his neck with his daughter. But he did go on Red Table Talk today and rectify and say, hey, I never said that I was in a hospital room with her, because we know that at 19 years old, your parents can't just be hanging out unless you giving them full access and
I'm over that ass. I'm over his ass.
But all we're saying with that is men got to stop speaking up for women. And T.I., my thing is,
focus on your merit, sir.
I don't agree with everything T.I. says. I understand that he wants to do. What I respect is that he wants to do things in the best interest of his family. What I will say is,
then he don't need to cheat then.
But I don't like his double standards for his 15, 14-year-old son, King, who was on tour and who he's practically patting on the back for screwing little groupies.
What? How old is this child? He don't be screwing nobody, Lord.
He's 14, 15.
Oh, Lord,
they had a discussion on the Family Hustle last season, and he was talking about
like CPS. What's it?
But
CPS?
that's why T.I. was like, "Yo, I don't want him going on tour." But at the same time, his reaction to it was like, "Oh, it was just very nonchalant." But now you got Deja. Deja is an 18-year-old young lady.
She's so pretty too.
And
she's
gorgeous. She reminds me of Sweetie, the rapper. But she's a gorgeous girl.
Yeah.
Smart, intelligent, opinionated. And so, yeah, it pisses her off. I'm quite sure that her father has put a target on her back saying this. What little rapper is trying to make a bet to knock her off now?
Yeah. So, just to go quickly, we got some other ones. I'm just gonna give like maybe two more. Okay. Sports drama. It's been so much sports drama this year from Stephen A. Smith. going at Kaepernick and, just kind of like coming across as like a coon. And it's like, he got that big contract. Stephen A. Smith got like a huge contract. He got one of the biggest contracts, I think, out over this year. And so I just think that he's just sucking up to like the NFL and shit because he's making that money. So
my thing is, I would think that when you have made your way and when you have really like put it on the line, it's like if you call the shots, like, why are you kissing ass? Like, why are you caping?
I mean, he been like that his whole entire career, so,
hey, it's nothing new then.
Yeah, and then we got another, like, a Clippers basketball player by the name of Patrick Patterson. Just recently, he's married to a white woman. That's his prerogative, but he said something out. I think it was on social media or an article or whatever. He called out black women by calling black women bulldogs. Oh. He said just because he dated black women, he used to work at, I think he said Walmart or something like that, and he dated black women. If he would have stuck by the bulldogs, then like, so he kind of.
So what about us if we would stick by them clowns, or if we would have stuck by his clown ass?
Right.
What would that make us look like?
My thing is,
a part of the circus.
How you gonna associate black women just because you were young and you worked at, a store like that and act like all of us work at those stores like and we're all bulldogs? Just because you married a white woman and put her on a pedestal.
Any man of color with any intelligence. Is not gonna talk like that and talk out of their ass like that. Like, we're clearly dealing with somebody that is probably not past his 12th grade education, and we should just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Period.
So, and also lately, another last one is an actor. He was on Get Out, Lakeith Stanfield.
Yeah.
So I think he hotep. I don't know that man from a can of paint, so I don't know. He said he recently got into it with Charlemagne and some other people in the industry, and he's called black media. He said all these black media and gossip sites are anti-black.
Sounds about Tyga.
He talks about the Shade Room, the Breakfast Club, World Star. But my thing about him is, so you're going to call out all these black sites, but I never seen you on Essence. I never seen you talk about Essence, Ebony, all these black publications. I never seen you hype them up.
But my thing is, when people start talking outside their neck, like with stuff like that, it's just like, well, who you want to come support your new movie that you got coming out?
Right.
That's coming in the works. Who? Because them other people are not going to support it. But number two, with that, Tyga said the same shit. That's what
he did.
That's what I always remember. That's what I always go. That's my point of reference. Tyga said the same shit when he was talking about dating Kylie. When he was like, black publications, all they want to do is make up, like, basically commentary and fodder, like public fodder. Like, no, you was boning this underage girl. You were screwing her.
Yeah.
You got into a relationship after that interview. So how dare you come for,
black publications.
Yeah, man. Period.
Yeah, and then my thing is, like, people put so much flack on the Shade Room, the Breakfast Club. At the end of the day, I feel like the Shade Room is a gossip site, but they also showcase so much stuff.
They've created a whole
positive stuff
platform.
Too. They help out. Like, whenever somebody's getting killed that's black, that's unarmed, they showcase that. Stuff that I don't know about. I'll look at the Shade Room.
A lot of stuff.
A lot of positive
They highlight a lot of minority-owned businesses.
Yes.
So
he's a hater.
I tend to think that when people of color say that type of thing, they have some stuff going on that they don't want in the mix, because that's what it is. Because when these white publications like Daily Mail or Radar Online are spewing false stories,
TMZ shit,
right? But those specifically, because they're known to have fake stories, like nobody's like, so it's just like, for him to call out that, my reference point for it is always Tyga, and remembering how Tyga was doing all that dirt with Kylie and was quick to be like, oh, XYZ.
Right.
Yeah, we don't believe that shit. You need more people.
Dead ass.
So this is going to actually bring us out to our thought of the day. And our thought of the day is going to be simply, it's kind of going to be a continuation of G-Code of the week, which was, the G-Code was, hey, versus focus on competing with others. Focus on being the better version of yourself. And so that's basically, thought of the day leading into 2020.
Right.
But, this year is just all about having 2020 vision and really just being focused.
You said 2020 vision. Yes, Lord.
Don't give up, man.
Right.
Don't give up, because that second that you think of giving up, that's always the turning point. We look at all these other people that have made leaps and strides, all because they didn't give up. So just in that turning point where you're thinking about it, in that crucial point, that's what separates winners from losers. So on that note, that's gonna actually take us out. Thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Grits in the City podcast, better known as Girls Raised in the South and the City. Be sure to check us out on our website at www.gritsandthecitypodcast.com, or feel free to stream us and subscribe to us at podbean.com, as well as Apple Podcasts and Spotify and YouTube and any other streaming platform. Be sure to stay tuned and look out for us when we come back in January.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for all your support this year. It's been one heck of a year.
Yeah, it's been a crazy ride. We love you, and peace out. We'll see you next year.